Good afternoon. Welcome back. So, the idea of the Nilgiris Forever is a platform. It's not an organization, it's a platform to bring all the initiatives in the Nilgiris together in a platform and have different kinds of expressions that are there. So, you will see from the slides what it is trying to do. It's a movement that brings together NGOs, citizens, government bodies, industry leaders, activists. We recently had a meeting where all people brainstormed for over 3 days. And the last day, we had the collector also. We shared our ideas.
When it comes to the Nilgiri biosphere, what I can bring to the table beyond what Mr. Sukumar brought up yesterday is that we are finding new species of frogs, lizards, and snakes almost every year in the Nilgiris. There are new species. So we need to protect, and the reason we need to protect our biodiversity is so that these species can be identified, the habitats identified, and we preserve it for future generations to see. Good afternoon, everybody. Okay. When I came for the first conference here, I told Johnny, okay, you keep having this conference, but action, macha, action, something actionable. And a lot of the projects that we are planning to kind of help with, we're not going to get involved with them directly. So just to give you an example, is to say that where can we get the funding for the organic organization in the Nilgiris, for example, TOFA. So we will be a bridge agency trying to get people who are already in the field working on various ideas as much funding and support as possible. One of the things I like about this is the question of bridging the gaps, because a lot of people do a lot of big things, but there are a lot of things that fall by the wayside. So the little things, okay, so let's start with, grassroots movements on things we all definitely agree on. For example, we are looking at things like organic Nilgiris, litter-free Nilgiris, a responsible tourism, and an aesthetic Nilgiris. I'm sure that most of us will agree upon all of these. Okay. And we can try and do this without a huge budget or a huge investment. And so I wanted to try to change this up a little bit and throw the audience a challenge. Can we flood social media, okay, in our own languages with little clips without being too judgmental of whatever we are talking about here? Those 4 points that we were talking about, moving towards an organic Nilgiris, moving to a litter-free Nilgiris. I'm sure all of you have a lot of friends, a lot of celebrity friends. Can you all do little social media posts and kickstart this entire movement, which is Nilgiris Forever? Okay, so all of you, I'm just throwing it out to all of you. Can you do this for a start? Something actionable. We said, okay, we came to the conference, we've gone back, and here's my little clip under Nilgiris Forever. We can always coordinate with Sean from Keystone and Nilgiris Forever to kickstart this thing. We can also do it in schools and have little competitions to say who does the best little clip or reel, and how do we move this forward on social media. There are a couple of other things also that we think that we can do. Forget the bigger projects, but the simpler projects that we can accomplish with the help of the administration. So we were looking at spaces which will help with, indigenous craft, organic vegetable sales, organic and handcrafted teas, to give them spaces where sales becomes easy and affordable. For example, if you just walk out and see where your car park is, that would form a great space if you cover it with a canopy and have a market, a walk-through market for every weekend and every major holiday, which gives an added charm, the sense that you pick the right space. So you have a space where the general tourist can also access it, and people who want to drive in and park their car also can access it. So ideas like this, which are kind of simple, but we work with the administration to say, do you have any disused spaces that we can repurpose to have co-working spaces and what we call third spaces, where the youth can hang around without being at work or at home, but can interact in those third spaces. So various ideas of, this. A couple of other ideas in this sphere, I would say, is a talk with Nimi where he said Tofa was having trouble getting the right kind of subsidies from the government. So there are a lot of people here who are involved with the government, and I would say that we can expend just energy to try and make sure that the district administration does use these funds properly with regard to what the farmers want and not what the administration wants to push down. Okay, so all of these little things that can be done on an individual basis, but we are also looking at partnering with a lot of NGOs which are already in play, and where their expertise is, we do not want to interfere. We just want to help with those fields. And once the website comes out, a list of our projects will be on, so you can check out to see which you would like to support or which you would like to take part.
And so I think it's pretty self-explanatory that there are a lot of action groups already on the ground in the Nilgiris doing some great work. So many. So as you scroll down, you can look at them. I'm sure most of them are well known. All of you know what sort of work they do. But like Bison was saying earlier, many people ask us, the organizing committee, what exactly is this conference going to lead to? And are we just going to keep talking, right? In fact, Johnny, I've asked you that question too. And that's a fair question. But I promise you, we're not here just to rub shoulders with the likes of Mrs. Rohini Nilagiri and other celebrities like the mayor of Shimla, who's here with us. Conversations are not the end goal, but they are what spark action, right? So the Nilgiriscapes is about gathering knowledge and ideas and creating a living repository that will guide decisions and shape policy. And we have Nilgiris Forever, which will be the engine that aims to complement this by turning these ideas into action. So we need both. So they will be helping us mobilize resources, fundraise, support real projects, like all the projects these wonderful organizations are doing already on the ground. So together, Nilgiriscapes and Nilgiris Forever will form a complete cycle. They'll create both the thinking space and the doing space, both of which our mountains need. So our aim together is to weave together scholars, experts, government, policymakers, nonprofits, and all citizens into one strong group, which is capable of pulling far more weight than any one single strand can do. So I invite you all to be a part of this rope to ensure that the Nilgiris, with its amazing scapes, truly remains forever. Thank you.
Just to add to what Shobhana said so beautifully, the idea of the Nilgiris Forever came up when we said, how do we envisage Nilgiris in the next 25 years and beyond? So we are 2025 and 2050 and beyond. How do we envisage it? So that's why we had this collective bringing everybody together. And we had really the 3 days brainstorm to churn out this. And this is the platform that has been created. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pratim. In the spirit of collaboration and shared purpose that binds Nilgiris forever, we now seamlessly weave in Seyalum Neelagiriyum, led by Kalpana Kar, Managing Trustee of Microland Foundation, whose vision is guiding this systemic, deeply impactful work in the Nilgiris. Kalpana couldn't be with us today, but she has sent messages. Susan, could you also come up? Yes, of course, please.
Hi, this is a message from Kalpana, who unfortunately fell sick and couldn't come. First, dear friends and fellow Nilgirians, firstly, congratulations to the Nilgiriscapes organizing team for their commitment to the biosphere and to moving towards being the custodians of information about the region. I regret not being able to join you in person. At Microland Foundation, we believe that the challenges of the Nilgiris are far too complex and interconnected to be solved in silos. That is why we value the different collective efforts, each engaging with different aspects, but united by the same aspiration of a flourishing Nilgiris. Our commitment is to work alongside the Nilgiri ecosystem, all of you, to address real issues on the ground and to strengthen the capacity of communities, organizations, and to nurture sustainable community-led solutions. I look forward to staying connected and to the opportunities for collaboration that will emerge from today's dialogue so that together we can shape a flourishing future for the Nilgiris. That's from Kalpana Kar.
Good afternoon, everyone. For those I haven't yet had the pleasure of meeting, I'm Susan John. With my heart has always belonged to the Nilgiris. My work is with Microland Foundation, allowing me to channel my passion for these mountains into purposeful action. It's a privilege to be here today, both as a proud citizen and as a representative to share a special mission, a special message as well from our visionary guiding force and trustee, Ms. Kalpana Kar, who couldn't be with us, a last-minute emergency, but has deeply invested in our shared mission for this region. While her physical presence is missed here, her vision and passion for this project are very much here with us. Now, if I may, I would like to read a short message from Ms. Kalpana herself. Thank you for the opportunity to share Microland Foundation's update on Seyalum Neelagiriyum, a collective platform for the Nilgiris focusing on collective problem solving for wicked problems. We will refer to Seyalum Neelagiriyum going forward as SN. SN1 intently listened to the voice of Nilgiris practitioners and unbundled what we heard from Kotagiri, Gudlur, and Kunur into sharper focus areas. Transitioning to SN2, a shift from listening to doing. Listening alone was not enough. The call from SN1 was clear. Move from reflections to action. SN2 was designed as that shift, enabling collective action, testing small pilots, and building local capacities so solutions and community-owned, replicable, and scalable. Actions under SN2 includes NGOs, practitioners, civil society groups who together want to co-create a practical roadmap that includes, firstly, a workshop and webinar to build capacity among NGOs and community-based organizations. This capacity will be built in project management skills, storytelling, abilities, digital tools for productivity and fundraising. Next, collaborative hackathons. Just be on the previous slide, please. Yeah, thank you. These are ways to form action pods, focus groups addressing priority issues such as health, waste, and livelihoods. Piloting innovative, low-cost solutions through hackathons and a proof of concept initiative. Next is the Nilgiris directory, which we all are looking forward to, mapping the entire ecosystem. And lastly, supporting co-working space for ongoing cooperation, capturing and sharing stories of change to build trust, visibility, and replication. So looking ahead, the roadmap for the next 12 months for Seyalum Neelagiriyum. This movement is not a one-time intervention, but a long-term commitment to inclusive, sustainable, and community-driven change in the Nilgiris. Phase 1, enabling cooperation by knowing, by building the Nilgiris directory, by delivering webinars and masterclasses, and by forming focused action pods. Phase 2 would be focusing on testing and piloting solutions via hackathon, the selected proof of concept initiatives, alongside launching the Impact Hub. And phase 3, consolidating the learning and scaling from pilots and moving ahead to successful interventions, fostering peer learning networks, documenting knowledge, and paving the way for replication in partnership with government, SMEs, and sector leaders. SN1 gave us the voice and clarity on challenges, whereas SN2 is setting the direction and initiative, the first step towards transformative change. Together, we are committed to shaping a flourishing Nilgiris that is inclusive, resilient, and driven by the community itself. What you see here is the SN2 gist, which many of you would have already received as email. So as we wrap up, let's remember the very essence of Seyalum Neelagiriyum, actions and the Nilgiris. This isn't just a plan for the future, it's a call to action for the present. And that's exactly why we are channeling this energy into our upcoming hackathon. Think of it less as a traditional tech event and more as a collaborative sprint. We are bringing together passionate individuals and subject matter experts for 2 days of intense, on-ground, actionable problem solving. The goal is simple: to pilot real solutions and, most importantly, to visually see the tangible impact we can create together. If this sounds like a challenge you want to be part of, if you have skills to lend or simply a passion to contribute, please feel free to reach out. Let's chat and I can tell you more about how we can get involved. Thank you for your time, your energy, and do share your feedback and desire to engage with the collaborative action for a flourishing Nilgiris. Thank you.